Hello everybody, welcome to How to Make Your Wife Happy and Healthy. Today you're going to be rolling in the dough with this wonderful lunch for the kids. So come on everybody, let's get cooking. It's time for another hot dish from Happy Healthy Wives. Today's shout out goes to Meaty Mike. Thanks Meaty Mike for watching my channel. If you want to shout out my next video, stay tuned to the end to find out how. Here are the ingredients. 2 slices of bread, 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise, 1 leaf of lettuce, 2 ounces Colby Jack cheese, 2 ounces of turkey, 2 granola bars, a cup of Utz Pub Mix, 1 orange, 1 juice pouch, 32 ounces reverse osmosis water. To save on expenses, we always make our kids' lunches. Well, probably because they also don't like to eat the food from the school, so we make the lunches. Now that my daughter's lunch is out of the way, it's time to prepare my son's lunch. His is a little bit different. He likes a sandwich. So I'm using bread that we've gotten from Costco, because he likes to have turkey in his sandwich. He, for some reason, likes turkey. That's his favorite lunch meat. So I take out 2 slices of bread. And I want to start with the dry ingredients so the board doesn't get wet. Last thing I do is all the wet ingredients for our lunches, so that way I don't have to have wetness on the sandwich. So prepare the dry stuff first, then we'll take care of the wet stuff in a bit. So take out 2 slices of bread. Take out the mayonnaise, the Hellmann's real mayonnaise. The Hellmann's real mayonnaise, because that's what he likes. And I found out this stuff sometimes can be really cheap in the stores, like $2.99 for this whole jar. It's really inexpensive. That's where you're going to see how much these sandwiches actually cost. So I put a little bit on, see. Sometimes I put too much on and I just put it back in the jar. If that's the case, it will put it back in the jar. But no, this time this is a good amount for that slice. Evenly spread. Let me do the other slice. Evenly spread. So now we have our bread ready to go. So then that's where the cheese slices come in. Again, so remember my epic food hack. It's time for an epic food hack
with Daddy.
Once you've used the cheese, put it into a plastic bag. Save it, keep it fresh, so this part doesn't get all hard and crusty. So he needs thin slices for the sandwich. Don't want to make them too thick, so I cut them nice and thin. Oh, and this cheese, if you don't know, it's a Colby Jack cheese. Marble Jack, they also sometimes call it. Because this is the cheese that they like the best. So I do nice 4 thin slices. And again, I am buying block cheese from the store because it's cheaper. And it saves on price. Alright, so once I got the cheese, next it's time to get the lettuce. So we take the head of lettuce, we're going to take off 1 leaf of lettuce or so that's a little more, so it's a little less, depending on how well it comes off the head of lettuce. So I'm going to take off a little bit. Then we're going to need to wash the lettuce. So I'm going to wash it and I'll be right back. So I wash lettuce in water, just run it through the water, make sure you get all of it wet. Now the hard part though is you want to make sure it's dry, because it's not going to be good on the sandwich if it's still wet. So we're going to use paper towels. Unfortunately, this is the only way that I know how to dry lettuce well, unless you use a salad spinner, which I wouldn't do for a sandwich. It takes a lot of work. So now we're going to put the lettuce in the paper towel. We're going to roll it up. Go away, errant piece of lettuce. Squeeze it together. Squeeze as much as you can. Get all that excess water out. And that goes on the other top half of the sandwich, keeping the mayonnaise away from the meat. Okay, now that we have the cheese and the lettuce going, we're gonna put in some turkey breast, because that's his favorite part, is the turkey breast. So it depends on what's the cheapest deli turkey breast I can find. That's usually what I get. Here on the store I'm at for what I'm buying. So I don't know, maybe about, this is a pound in total. So usually gets about, when he uses a thick one, he gets more than this, less than this. So let me see, about 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this one's the thin one, so he needs to get 6 slices for this one. Or so. 5 and 6 thin slices of turkey meat. Once we got the turkey meat, we're gonna fold over the sandwich. Doesn't matter if you have the lettuce on top or the cheese on top, really doesn't. Sometimes I eat the extra cheese like there. Then we're gonna cut through the sandwich. I cut in diagonal because it fits better in the plastic bags when I cut diagonal. But since we're not using plastic containers, it also fits easier with the plastic containers. And then goes the sandwich, nice and packed. Now my son has a little bit bigger lunch, so we don't use the same lunch container for my son. And he doesn't want it to be cold. He didn't like the coldness of those lunch pails. So we got him this bag, which is nice. And you open it up, so it's kind of got the insulation, got a pouch and whatnot. But when we're gonna take the sandwich, put it inside. Next thing you want to put inside, he likes a juice box, so I'll put in a nice juice box for him, and he'll get the juice box. Usually he likes kiwi strawberry. Also, he likes granola bars too, so we'll go ahead and give him 2 of the soft and chewies. So I don't mind him having a juice box because he doesn't drink juice very much. And on top of that, he takes 2 containers of water. And that's usually what he drinks anyway, so I'm not so worried about that. So what else does I get? He gets 2 more things. So I use this container because it's gonna help keep the other 2 containers. This is from a different lunchbox that we had before. So one thing he likes as well, the Utz Pub Mix. He can't stop eating this. So I'll give him some Utz Pub Mix. Sometimes it comes back uneaten as well. If the pub mix comes back uneaten, he gets the next day the exact same one. But if these come back uneaten, they stay in there. If the juice box comes undrunken, because that happens sometimes, it goes back in the refrigerator for another day. So we got the pub mix in. There is one more thing my son gets. This is the last thing I always do on the cutting board because this makes the cutting board wet. And we have another container. It's going to be for the oranges. So let's get the oranges in. So I saved this one for last because the juice gets everywhere and flavors everything when you cut the orange. So that's why I always do the orange part last. He loves his oranges. Every day an orange. If I don't have an orange, I have to find some other fruit. Every day he gets a fruit. If this comes back uneaten, we eat it at night. So this is how I cut my orange. I cut around the center. Because I don't like that center in the middle. So everything around the center. It's kind of a way to cut out the core. You can do that for all fruits, like apples, peaches, pears. Anytime you like the core. And we kind of slice a little bit diagonal. I think we're going to get 8 beautifully sliced oranges. And with those 8 oranges, they will fit nicely into this size container that we created. Put a nice cover on top. Make sure it's set up, that's the right direction. Boom, covered. And this goes into his lunchbox as well. So now my son's lunch is all nice and prepared as well. Close it up, zip it up. Now I have a reusable lunchbox that my son gets as well. And in 20 minutes time in the morning, you can create a lunch for both your son and daughter. About 10 minutes each lunch. Okay, the last part of lunch you do, sometimes I have my son do it because I'm running out of time. Sometimes my daughter will do it her own self as well. Is we have their water containers. Now we're gonna fill them with water because it's easier than giving them bottles of water and it's better than drinking the tap water. Partly because we also have this wonderful reverse osmosis filtration system down below which allows us to have fresh drinking water, which tastes wonderful, coming straight from your tap. That's also very helpful in this time we're staying at home. We don't have to buy water. We just let it come through the tap for us. So what do we do? So my son likes his water cold. So my son's cup, he likes 1, 2, 3, 4 ice cubes, and we fill it up. So that's one. This is why I don't mind him having a juice box in his lunch, because he gets this water. Here's the other one for my son. Again, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, and 4 cubes of ice, and we fill it up. And we cover it up. I like to shake them to make sure they don't leak. You don't need to do that. Not only though, you might wonder, what about the ice cubes? Where do those come from? Well, instead of using the filtration system in our refrigerator, freezer, and that ice, we actually have bought ice cube trays. We do it old style. And we fill it with our reverse osmosis water and freeze it in the freezer ourselves. Saves money on trying to buy ice on your own. You also know what kind of water you're getting in your ice. This is very wonderful reverse osmosis filtered water that we have frozen. Tastes exactly like your bottled water. Be just like if you took your bottled water and you froze it. The trays are cheap and reusable, so we fill them up periodically when we've run out of ice. And this is how we do our ice water. Oops. There we go. 3 trays that we're going to put into the freezer to freeze for ice.
Ooh, let's see what I have for lunch today. Okay. Sandwich. My oranges. Just super hard to open. There we go. Pub mix. The best part. And granola bars. And juice, which is worse than water, but still there. Here we go. Well, the sandwich is already less flavorful because there's no mayonnaise in it. I can still taste the ham and the cheese that really stick out because the lettuce is just in the background. You can't even taste it, which I guess adds nutrition for nothing. I mean, everything?
Sample everything. This is your lunch today.
Okay. The orange tastes really good. It's really cold and just tastes like an orange. How makes the best snack out there? It's always crunchy and tastes good. You can taste the cheese flavor, almost anything. The granola bar. It's really hard today for some reason, but it just tastes pretty sweet. I think they add honey and chocolate in this thing. Who knew?
Happy Healthy Bob Chef Barry here. You might need to chow down on that like button, just like my kids chow down on their inexpensive, tasty, and environmentally friendly lunch boxes. Let me know in the comments down below, what would you put in your own lunch box? And if you can include the word salami in that comment, you'll have a chance at a shout out in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be notified of all my new videos that come out on Mondays. Thanks for watching. Have a happy and healthy day.